I just want to like pull up, we'll get out of the car, go up, and just, stuff the shit out of them. Like, let's play. And then just take it to them, probably dunk on them. That's if the rim's lower, because I can't dunk on a 10-foot rim. But if the rim's lower, shoot. I'd be dunking for days. Call me Dunkin' Donuts. Welcome back. It's a brand new episode. This is Laugh With Me, a podcast with Jeremy Odem. I am your host, J.O. I don't know how you guys get yourself like pumped up when you're getting ready to go somewhere or even to start work. Before every show, before every podcast, I like to lock myself into a room here in the Laugh With Me studios, preferably. And I crank up the volume, and I promise you, I am pumping Thong Song to the max. There's no better way to get yourself amped up to talk. I mean, just to go ahead and put yourself out there for an hour and to get yourself in the right mindset. Then Cisco's masterpiece, the song of our generation, the Thong Song. Man, it got me extra excited today. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because summer, it feels like summer outside. It was like 90 degrees yesterday and thunderstorms all night, and it's kind of raining today. It just had that big summer thunderstorm feel to it. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. Thong Song, baby. And if you're playing and you're following along, playing some Laugh With Me bingo, you can cross off Thong Song mention off your board. Oh, hopefully you win today. Man, what a week, huh? What a week. Here at Laugh With Me, we're having lots of fun. We are ramping up for Season 2, which will be our official launch on our YouTube page. So make sure you check us out, Laugh With Me Podcast, over on the YouTube. Get subscribed now, so that way when Season 2 kicks off, you are ready. Lots of content to check out there now to get yourself in a good place for Season 2. I promise you it is going to be worth the wait, but along the way we've got a lot of fun and shenanigans still here to go in Season 1. This is episode 31, and we have officially debuted on the iTunes comedy charts. Yes, not just the stand-up comedy charts where we've peaked at 7 so far. We are now on the total comedy charts on iTunes. Check us out. We debuted at number 165. Thank you very much to everybody who's checking us out over at the Apple Podcast. That's so awesome. And some people, they're starting to call me America's Darling. I'm not one of those people. I just want you to know that right now. That's not me saying this, okay? 100%. This is not me saying I'm America's darling. No. But people are saying it, so I don't know. It's one of those things, if the shoe fits, you just kind of roll with it. But now we got a fun show for you. Lots to come. I had a revelation just this past weekend. I was out of town visiting my brother Kyle. You've heard him on the show before. I had a revelation that it hurt. Here I just called myself America's Darling, and I had a huge confidence kick in the balls this past weekend, and so we're going to get into that. And a legend passed away this past week as well, so we will make sure we have a moment of silence for the juice. So this past weekend, I was took the whole family. We went to Manhattan, Kansas. Saw my brother, saw his family. We had a special ceremony for my nephew. It was I was so proud of him. I was very excited, and I think everybody had a great time, and everybody definitely appreciated this past weekend. But I will say, there was a moment on Saturday afternoon that, like, man, it just kind of, you have one of those moments where it just kind of hits you like a ton of bricks, and it could be mentally, it could be physically, but you just didn't see it coming. So here's the deal. I'm playing basketball with my 14-year-old son, and I actually, due to some health issues, I couldn't really play a lot last year, but as you may have heard last week, I got a shot of that iron, a couple doses of that iron over the last couple of weeks now. So I had some of that false confidence where I felt really, really good. And I was like, yeah, let's go ball. I was ready to take it to him. And I played 2 games because I'll tell you, I played the first game, and we played 21. Hopefully you guys are understanding the rules of 21. It's anybody can play, any number of people, but we were playing one-on-one. There's no take-backs, so the ball's always live. If you make it, you shoot free throws. Anyway, you're playing to 21. Okay, but you got to end the game with 21. You can't bust, otherwise you drop back a little bit. So there's some strategy to it on how you score. But he was, I was a little rusty. He came out with a big lead to start the game. Then I just started grinding. I just started to lock down on defense and just getting quick buckets, and ended up coming back, tying the game before eventually taking a 17-16 lead, and then never looked back. Took the lead. I was exhausted after the game. No lie. Just absolutely destroyed. Part of that's, it was hot outside. Like I was saying in the opening, it was hot. It's like that fall summer feeling spring, 90-plus degrees. There's just something about the Kansas air, kind of dry. It was really wearing me down. Plus, like I just said, I haven't played in a long time. So, and he's a track athlete. Plus, he's always balling or doing something outside. So he's in great shape. The fact of the matter is I won, and I survived to tell my tale. But it took me a bit to catch my breath and decide if I could go again. So, later I'm feeling pretty good. I'm like, I think I could go again. I think it would really prove something if I could win again. Really take it to him. So we go out there and we're playing, and I wanted to start the game different than I did the first one, so I needed to get buckets quick. So I took a quick lead, and I got all the way up to 20, busted, and had to go back. And then he was up like 16-13 or something, and he just pulled away. I couldn't. I was trying to catch up. It was just too much, and I'll be honest with you, I couldn't breathe. Just straight up, I do not have enough oxygen in these lungs to be able to keep up with the 14-year-old. So he did win game 2. I'm going to tell the world that right now, okay? America, I lost to a 14-year-old. And that's where, a hard truth had to really set in, because for years and years, when I'm driving through my neighborhood, I'll just see some rando teenagers playing basketball in the driveway. The first thing that pops in my head every single time is I would smoke that kid. Every single time. And if there's somebody in the car with me, I say that very thing. I would smoke that kid. I just want to pull up, we'll get out of the car, go up, and just, stuff the shit out of him. Like, let's play. And then just take it to him, probably dunk on him. That's if the rim's lower, because I can't dunk on a 10-foot rim. But if the rim's lower, I'd be dunking for days. Call me Dunkin' Donuts. So that's the thing. As I lose to Braden in that second game, and I struggle to survive and breathe through that first game, I remember that when I see these kids, playing in the neighborhood, that I instantly think in my brain, I would smoke them. I've come to the realization that I probably would lose if I was to play them now. And that's hard. That's a hard fact to take. I'm a 40-year-old man. Like, I'm proud. I have beaten my peers in basketball. I remember in high school, I'm bringing up high school, and that was over 20 years ago, but in high school, that was the thing. After school, I'd play my friends one-on-one, and that was my thing. I would go, and I would beat you. Whatever it took, I would beat you. There was one guy, Mike, he was like my nemesis. There was something about his style of play that I struggled with, and I just wasn't very good at defense. In fact, I will say the best game of defense I've ever played was played this past weekend in Manhattan when I had to lock down on Braden to win that first game. That is the best defense I have ever played in my life. So maybe as I get older, I'm becoming less of the scorer and hero ball type player, and I'm just becoming more of a role-playing defensive player that can just, take a shot here every once in a while when needed. I don't know. I need to play more. I realize that. I got to get in shape. I know getting healthy is step one to that, but man, that was tough, realizing that I was going to lose to these kids. So now that the doubt has set in, I 100% feel like I need to go out and I need to play one of these kids and win just to get my confidence back. Because, oh, man, this weekend really took a shot at that. Hey, join us Saturday, June 15th, 2024 at 9 a.m. at the Omaha Take Steps Crohn's and Colitis Foundation Walk. This is the Iowa, Nebraska chapter's most important event of the year, the Omaha Take Steps Walk. Join us for Take Steps, the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation's largest, most impactful fundraising event, with events happening across the country. The Take Steps Walk experience honors the unique journeys of those living with Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis and those closest to them. Register today to support the IBD community, fund vital research and advocacy, as well as patient and caregiver education, resources, and support. Together, we have one destination in mind, and that's Mount Remission and finding IBD cures. This one is near and dear to my heart. At Werner Park, Saturday, June 15th at 9 a.m. It's the Omaha Take Steps Walk. Please consider making a kind donation or, even just signing up and walking and being a part of curing Crohn's and colitis disease. Now back to the show. Well, folks, this past week, we lost a legend. He's a Pro Football Hall of Famer. He's a former Heisman Trophy winner. You know him as the Juice. O.J. Simpson died. And a lot of folks, and when I say it, probably, man, it seems like the majority of people were like, let's go. Let's go. Yes. Finally. And I don't know, do you celebrate when somebody dies, or do you look back at the life that they had and just try to be like, this is who this person was, and, and think about the family, that's living. This one's tough because he was accused of some pretty heinous things and even wrote the book about it. So it's tough to memorialize the fella. He does have family and people who cared for him. He did have friends that were willing to drive a Bronco for him. So it's like this one's really tough. I've always been incredibly fascinated by OJ, just because of his story. The so charismatic, the Heisman Trophy winning running back that would go on to the NFL and become a Hall of Famer and do things on the field that no one still hasn't done today. And like just the most impressive like physical specimen. And then to take that and turn it into a media career and become a movie star and just parlay it into becoming, you know, a popular face in America, right? Then you kill your ex-wife and her, you know, waiter and or boyfriend or whoever he was, and that changes everything. Then the trial itself, everything surrounding that, and whether or not he was guilty or not, and then the jury finding him not guilty, the racial tension, you know, that was going on that had. It's hard to say it had nothing to do with the trial, but man, it really had a lot of factors within the trial itself. And then he still ended up in prison. He just couldn't go and live on the golf course and just do his thing. He had to go and hold somebody up for memorabilia and end up finding his way into prison. For what people thought would be a lifetime. Dude got out. Became very popular on Twitter. He was an avid fantasy football player and golfer. O.J. Simpson. So I feel it was appropriate. You know, I've even back in high school when he was going through the trial, I was all in on it. I read many books about the trial, about the case. It was just so fascinating to me that somebody who you thought had it all, deep down, pretty bad dude. And, you know, whether he did it or not, I mean, the jury found him not guilty. It's just one of those things where it's like, all right, he was found not guilty, but why? I think you can make the case that just maybe the prosecution screwed that one up. But here we are. So here at Laugh With Me, we are going to take one moment of silence for the loss of Pro Football Hall of Famer O.J. Simpson. No, Johnny, no, I said moment of silence. You're not to play drops. That's not how that works. Like we're doing like a memorial thing. You know, like you've done moments of silences before. Okay, here, so one more time. We're going to do the moment of silence for Pro Football Hall of Famer, movie superstar. He was in a lot of commercials too, like popular commercials. Like people loved him. O.J. Simpson. No, that's Johnny. Okay, so maybe we have a difference of opinion here. We will not be doing a moment of silence for O.J., but yeah, I just wanted to bring it up. It's just, and he died of cancer. There was rumors that his health was bad, you know, for a while now. Lots of reports. TMZ was reporting that he's been in and out of the hospital and that his health wasn't well, and friends and family were coming to see him, you know, possibly for the last time. And then OJ pops up on Twitter with a video saying, guys, it's yours truly. I'm good to go. OJ had to get one more last lie in, didn't he? Folks, next week we have special guest stand-up comedian from Omaha, Nebraska, George Zilla is joining the podcast. I'm very much looking forward to the conversation with him. I wanted to bring, he had this like promo picture. It's an animation that he put on his Facebook page, and it's like a winding highway, and you know there's beautiful trees lining it up, and then there's like a animation of him in the sky, you know, and then there's like a shadow picture of him behind it, like in the clouds. It does look like a memorial. It does. It did stop me in my tracks as I'm scrolling, and I'm like, George, I just booked George, and he's dead. But he is, in fact, alive and well, and I'm going to ask him about this, and we're going to have him on the show. So next week, special guest George Zilla joins the podcast. Very much looking forward to that. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube. Remember, Season 2, when we launch, we're bringing the heat with some video of each episode, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I can promise you that, so make sure to go and subscribe now. Get yourself nice and set up. Johnny Palermo, our producer, maybe you made the right call stopping the OJ moment of silence. I don't know. I thought I was doing the right thing, but from the sounds of it, it's Johnny may have score one for Johnny with this one. But wherever you find the show, thank you. And for Johnny Palermo, I am Jeremy Odem, and we'll talk to you next week.